Welcome everybody to the PARCC example set up by Pearson for the 2015-2016 school year. This video is going to cover the technology skills needed for the math portion of the PARCC assessment. So on the PARCC site, we're going to look at the sample items, and I'm going to go to grade 3 to 5 math item set. Once I click on it, it will bring me to the test nav setup where I've already entered in my code, and I'll start the test now. There's 6 questions in this, it lets me know, and I want to start the section. The important things on test nav for us is to look at the toolbar right up here. So going from left to right, we have our back to the last question, to the next question, review. So the new thing with TestNav this year is it lets us know right away which questions are not answered. So since we just started the test, we see that all these dots mean that the questions are not answered, and we have 0 bookmarked. If you are unsure about an answer or a question, you can always bookmark it. This takes replacement of flagging. So if I bookmark it, I can go back later on. So let's just leave it at that and see what it shows us. Over on the right of the toolbar, we have the pointer, the answer eliminator, which is grayed out right now because we cannot eliminate any of these options, a 1/4-inch ruler, which is the same as last year, which in order to move it, we can click and drag, and we can move it around and hold down if we click on the centimeter ruler, and then finally the protractor. But let's go back to the pointer. So we have the first question, and it's a drop down. So all we're going to do is just click on the drop down, and we need to think of another way to get 72. So I just click on the drop down and I choose my answer. So my answer is complete. We go to the next question, and right here we type in the box. What's cool with this is I cannot type letters. It's an invalid input. So PARCC is telling me all I want is numbers. So once you read the directions, how many more minutes does Patricia need to read this week to get to 120? So we can do a lot of different things here to figure it out, but the answer is 17 minutes. So I can enter in the number 17, and let's go to the next question. Now this is a 2-part question here. So part A, once again, is just like the one before. We cannot type in letters, but we can simply just put in numbers. So let's say it's 20. And you can put as many as you want, up to 20,000. So 5 digits right there. But let's just say 20. Now, part B is a new type of question here. The grid shows how much wall space the art teacher can use. Use the grid to create a rectangular array showing how the art teacher might arrange the tiles on the wall. Select the boxes to shade them. Each tile should be shown by one shaded box. So we have all the different tiles, and we can basically just move them around, and once we click on it, we can have them all highlighted. So you have to do a class of 18, a class of 14, and a class of 16 in a rectangular array. If you realize that this is not a rectangle right now because I do have a knob that's off, we can simply just click it again and it will deselect the box that we have chosen. Down on part C gives us a written response. Right here we can type letters and numbers. Biggest part of this is reading the directions. So watch what he writes. Andy created a rectangular array showing how he would place 56 small tiles on the wall. He placed 7 tiles in each row. He wrote a multiplication equation using the question mark symbol to stand for the number of rows he used. Using the question mark symbol to stand for the unknown number, write an equation that Andy could have written. So right away, I'm just going to click, and look, even if I hover my mouse, it will let me know what each one of these buttons are for. So if I put question mark equals, and what do I want to write in there for an equation? I can just, let's say I do x times 56, or I'm realizing I'm not using letters there. I can click undo, and I can just simply type in 5 times 7, or whatever you think the answer would be. And that's all he's wanting you to do. So just write a simple equation. And that's it for question 3. But as you see, it's a 3-part question. Number 4, complete the subtraction problem by typing the answer in the box. And all we have right here is we just select the answer. And you can go as far as possible. See how it doesn't properly line up though? So it doesn't properly line up. So we do have to make sure that we do this on our scrap paper as well. Let's go to question 5. And right here, we have another 2-part question. How many beads did Damien and Trish each receive? Show or explain how you arrived at each answer. You can even say in here, Damien and Trish received 10 beads. To figure out this answer, I solve the equation of 5, and you can just click on the math symbols or type it in on your keyboard. 5 plus 3 plus 2 equals 10. So as you see there, as soon as I hit the equals, and I just deleted all my equation by hitting backspace, so let me redo it here. And it doesn't let me go any farther. So that's something that you need to look at as well. So if I do 3 plus, and look, I'm not doing any spaces because it already gives me a box. So 3 plus 2 plus 5 equals 10. I'm going to type a space after it so I can get back to my equations. If I didn't have a space after it, I would just delete the whole thing on accident. If you do not like your answer, you can click on Clear All to clear everything out. Reach this answer by solving 3 plus 2 plus 5 equals 10. Okay, and that's how something I can write in there. Then part B is another just typing in, say 34 beads. And finally, let's go to number 6. And it gives me a fill in the blank. So I can just say I answer this. And finally, I can go to next. And it will let me know, this year on PARCC for the math, it will let me know how many questions are not answered and how many questions are bookmarked. I can look in the review for this information as well. But as a student, if I want, I can click on bookmark right away. And it will highlight which question for me I bookmarked. I can click back to it. And that's the answer I actually want. So let me unbookmark it. Check out review again. I see question 4 I did not answer. Let's see what happened there. And I never answered it. So let's just say this is my answer. Finally, I can click on review. See, I answered all 6 questions. 0 are non-answered and 0 are bookmarked. So let's go to end of section. It lets me know all questions answered, no bookmarks, and when my teacher allows me to, I will submit final answers. It'll bring up a warning, and I will submit the final answers again. So that is the technology behind the 3 to 5 math in the TestNav system for PARCC for the 2015-2016 school year. Take your time, make sure you read directions, have a great time.